TCI Channel 63 presents the TCI Sports High School Basketball Game of the Week.
Tonight from Troy High School, it's the Kimball Knights taking on the Troy Colts. Hello everyone, Dave Zorin along with Joe Abramson here at Troy High, where tonight the Kimball Knights come here and they played the Troy Colts very tough at Kimball High School last time.
Earlier in the year, it was about a 5 or 6 point difference in that game. Kimball, trying to even their record out, finished with a 500 record before going into the districts. Troy, on the other hand, knows if they win, at worst, they tie for the last ever SMA title. And maybe if they get a little bit of luck from Berkeley beating Ferndale, they might win it outright. So it's a big game for both teams.
Okay, let's see if the Troy Colts can bounce back after that last game that we showed you right here at Troy High last week against Ferndale. We'll be back with a tip-off right after these messages. Stay with us.
McDonald, because Pat and Bubba take you down on the farm on the latest edition of Roadshow Video. Watch as these two city slickers travel to a working dairy farm in Brown City, Michigan, and talk to the people that make it work. So, for the best in music videos, check out the farm edition of Roadshow Video. Saturday night at 9 on Channel 63.
The TCI Sports Game of the Week. This week we're at Troy High, back here again to see the Troy Colts this time defend against the Kimball Knights. And the last time these two teams played, it was a single-digit victory for the Troy Colts. Here are their records. Kimball 6-7 in the conference, 9-10 overall. The Troy Colts, a very successful season for them, 11-2 in the conference, 14-5 overall, and 2 of those 5 losses coming to the Ferndale Eagles that we saw, both of those right here on the TCI Sports Game of the Week.
Yeah, Troy probably doesn't want us around. Their 2 losses are when we're there. As we mentioned, if Troy wins, at worst, they tie for the SMA title, although with Ferndale beating them twice, who feels a little better about that. But if they were to lose, and I think Berkeley were to beat Ferndale, there'd be a 3-way tie. So it gets all kind of confusing. They'll figure that out in the newspapers in a couple of days.
Here we see head coach Mike Lewis, his first year as head coach of the Kimball Knights, taking over for someone that Joe knows. There's Jim Clary, the Troy head coach, and a very successful head coach here at Troy High School.
And Mike Lewis taking over for Tom Daniels, who last year had Kimball with I believe a 14-6 record, one of the best records they've ever had them ranked in the Oakland County rankings all year long, and just got out of coaching. And they lost a couple of key seniors last year, but this year it's been the main guy to look at is number 41, Keith Dacko, who's about 6'7", already signed to go to Hillsdale University for a scholarship. This year against Seaholm High School, the guy got 26 rebounds in one game, and talking to their assistant coach before the game, he didn't play in the 4th quarter. They blew him out so bad, he could have had 35 or so. And if you get a good look at Dacko somewhere along the line, you check out, he's got a unique pair of socks.
Okay, here are our lineups. Paulsgrove, Abdullah, Dacko, Maluski, and the sophomore Shepler. For Troy, Feldkamp, Freilich, they are back and healthy. Dukes, Cheek, and Krupitzer.
And Dukes, last week we saw what he was able to do with Jarrett Stevens, doing a tremendous job defensively. He's got another big challenge on that guy, Keith Dacko.
There he is.
We don't know why he does that, but, I guess it works for him.
I guess because he can.
Well, yeah, Yeah, what are you going to do, coach? Bench me? Replace my 26 rebounds.
The Kimball Knights looking to battle tough against the Troy Colts here tonight. They lost a tough one as Troy hit on their last 6 possessions to win that game, or the last 6 points, I should say, to win that game. And they were hot from the free throw line. Here's Cheek. He was hot last week, and this is his first shot.
You can't really blame him for trying to get off to that kind of start, though. That was just how things got going for him last week, and suddenly you could tell he was feeling it. He'd get on a little bit of a spurt early in the game.
In inside, and there's Dacko, can't hit there. Rebound strong by Freilich. These teams match up pretty good, and talking to Jim Clary, he said we match up pretty good against the Kimball Knights. And as Joe mentioned in the open, a lot of things can happen. It could even be a three-way tie here in the SMA between Berkeley, Ferndale, and Troy. And here, Krupitzer from outside hitting for two.
We saw that last week too. Krupitzer hit from the outside real early in the game.
Look at this, Abdullah open, and couldn't get a good shot off though, as the Troy Colts stepped right in there. They believe it was Freilich.
Well, he tried to force contact and draw an official's whistle, and I don't think the officials were going to buy that.
Here's Krupitzer in the paint. No, can't get it in, as he had to loft it over Dacko. And Kimball setting up now. Trail by 2, 6:30 left here in the first quarter. Inside, good move and a good shot. Mike Malewski on that one.
Well, that time they had Dacko get the ball, and he drew a double team to him, and it made a nice feed into the lane. Malewski was able to convert that for a layup, and it's a key thing for Dacko. If he's going to draw the double team, find the open man.
There's Feldkamp, who came off the bench, and he was hot last week. Even with his illness, managed to contribute 9 points, I believe, last week. There's a shot by Paulsgrove off balance.
But up and down now, it looks like Feldkamp's a little healthier than he was a week ago. And Freilich also.
Pass up ahead, they're running, and they got it. Paulsgrove with his 4th point. 2 consecutive shots there, and it's 6-4.
And both offenses converting opportunities into fast breaks.
This isn't going to be easy for Troy tonight. If you look at the records, you would think Troy would have it pretty easy against the Knights. And then on the other hand, the Eagles don't have it easy against Berkeley. Here inside, Brian Dukes.
Yeah, right now it's just an up and down game. And if they're going to go back and forth like this, it's really going to be a matter of depth as to which team can bring guys in off the bench and let the starters get some rest.
Colts put on a little bit of a press there. No problem for the Knights. Inside, Dacko for his first 2 points.
That was good recognition there. Dacko suddenly didn't have Dukes on him. He had Freilich on him. That couple inches difference gives him a big advantage down low, and they fed it to him and got the easy layup.
Both teams not having trouble scoring. Here's Feldkamp from way outside. It's short, kept in by Krupitzer. No, he was on the line. Little delay on the whistle there. And here's the press put on by the Colts. Abdullah trying to trap him along the side, and he gets it off. 8-6 the score. Lead by Kimball. Dacko kicks it back out to Abdullah. Outside, Cheek blocks that one against Malewski.
Cheek looks like he's about 4 inches shorter, and it didn't even look hard. I mean, look at this.
Let's take a look. Watch Cheek come out of
fires
nowhere.
Up a three-pointer.
Oh!
He never had a chance.
Knights inbound. Dacko guarded closely by Dukes. Turns around, puts it down. Good shot.
Yeah, if they can get him on a roll, he's the kind of player, talking to last year's coach, Tom Daniels, said when he gets going, nobody's going to stop him. No player always gets it going, but when he does have it, he'll just score at will.
Feldkamp looking inside. Back out to Cheek and cross court to Krupitzer. Krupitzer can't handle it. And the Colts are having trouble handling those passes.
Yeah.
It seemed like all of them seem to not get the crisp pass there.
Now, they had a little trouble with that last week, too. You get in their face sometimes on defense, and you don't know if it's them panicking or what, but they do tend to make some mistakes when you put the pressure on them.
Inside, Dacko passing inside to Malewski. In the paint, puts it down. You got to be impressed with the shots that Kimball has been taking in the paint, and they're going down for him.
Well, that's the second time we've seen them double-team Dacko and him find Malewski for the shot. And yeah, if they're going to have both of those guys getting the ball in the hole, it's going to be a really tough night for Troy.
Krupitzer off on the three-point attempt, and here comes Kimball again. They're up 12-6 right now. Dacko inside to Malewski again. He's got it, and he makes it count. 6 points for Malewski. Solid scoring by Kimball.
Yeah, and 3 assists. Daco might be going for a triple-double or something. He's already got the big 20 rebound game. What the heck? Go for
There you see we're under 3 minutes now here in the first quarter. And Kimball starting to run away with it here. Colts coming right back with a 3. Freilich couldn't get it to roll inside. Cheek puts it down.
Yeah, nobody was there to box out, and Cheek snuck in underneath and got the putback.
Daco to Abdullah. Kimball pushes it up. 3-on-3 now, and outside. That is short. Daco, top of the key.
Maluski's the one who tipped it to Daco. He did a great job. He was boxed out. There was no way he could get possession of it, but he was able to slap it and somehow slap it to an open teammate.
Mark Gunder in there, number 53 for the Kimball Knights. Let's take a look there. He takes a shot.
Yeah, no way he could have got that rebound, but he slapped it out, and Daco got it. And the foul there on Freilich, a non-shooting call, so it's still Kimball's ball.
Jeff Cousins also a key player off the bench in for Kimball. So Gunder and Cousins, the 2 key men off the bench for Kimball, are in there now, relieving Abdullah and Brad Scheffler, the sophomore. Here's a steal, Krupitzer, and then right back is Paulsgrove. He misses. Cheek with the rebound. In there now for the Colts. And there's Dukes.
That's something Dukes is going to have to do more of. If you're going to have the other team's big guy scoring on you, make him work harder on defense.
Yeah. I was going to say Aaron Smith is in there, number 25 for the Colts now. Feldkamp. And also number 41. And there's a kick back out. Good save. Kimball fired up here.
Yeah, getting a few breaks too.
Yeah.
Maluski wants the ball real bad. Now he's going to go underneath.
Inside Cheek.
Cheek's been a terror on the boards the last couple of minutes.
He's crashed the boards and picked up the rebound. Cheek looks for help. Dukes is way out up top. And a big steal. Daco reaches out, but then right back. Krupitzer, and he lost it.
He dribbled it out of bounds, but that was some good defense both ways. They tried to post Kyle Rance up underneath, and Daco made the steal, but then his outlet, he didn't throw real hard, and Krupitzer almost made the steal.
Kaminskis comes in for the Colts. Look at this. Cousins inside to Paulsgrove, and a foul. Let's take a look at
I
this.
think he called that one on Krupitzer. There you see they're waiting for the rest of their teammates to come down. That's the only 2 Kimball guys down there at that point. And then they finally tried to post him up, and Krupitzer came over and made the foul.
Daco turn around, and he puts it down. Turnaround jumpers have been falling for Kimball, and they're taking good high percentage shots down there.
Yeah, right now they're playing the kind of game they want to, making their big guys do all the scoring and wearing Troy out inside.
Colts possibly looking for the last shot here. We're down to 30 seconds. And Kimball up by 6. They can cut it to 4 here. Possibly 3 before we go into the second quarter. Probably wait till about 10 to make their move. We're at 18 now, and you can see the clock. Krupitzer driving, baseline, and a foul.
No, he stepped out.
No, he stepped on the line.
Yeah, he's trying to force something there.
Yeah.
You know, you got plenty of time here. You don't have to force a shot yet. And he drove into a double team and stepped out of bounds in the process. And even if he hadn't stepped out of bounds, the ball got swatted. Right there, he steps out, and a couple seconds later.
Well, they steal it back as the Kimball Knights try to take it down, and that'll do it for the first quarter play here at Troy High School. The Kimball Knights surprising the Troy Colts 16-10 right now. And remember, it was a close game at Kimball High last time these two teams met. So let's go down to Jim Clary's huddle and see what he's got to say.
Just tonight, throwing the ball in the bounds a little bit. Just to put a little bit of pressure on there. But don't foul, but we're not going to do the double up there. We wait from out of control, somebody's closer. Offensively, now we got work to take some good shots. defense is terrible down here. You guys are just standing here, they're moving in front, we're getting 6-foot shots. Straight two right now. Good. The other guy can help inside a little bit.
And don't forget to tune in to the Master Angler Show, featuring the latest in fishing tips and techniques. For hot fishing action, catch the Master Angler Show Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. right here on TCI 63. Some of the fans here at Troy High School to cheer on the Colts. And right there, we're looking at the Kimball side of the stands. Kimball setting up and taking their time. They've had some good high percentage shots inside the paint. Some turnaround jumpers that have been falling for Dacko and Maluski. They've been leading the way. Maluski
got pushed
like
up.
a first down there. He was.
Yeah. Well, he might have got fouled or he might have traveled.
Yep.
Neither got called, and they just gave the steal there that Feldkamp made afterwards. Or not sure if he actually made the steal or if Freilich did, but they both ended up touching the ball.
Colts out there basically with the starting lineup except for Kyle Rance, number 41, who's in. He's got it now, double team, puts it up, in and out, Cheek in there. Dukes gets it knocked away.
That was Dacko with the block shot after the second chance attempt by Dukes.
Dacko against Kyle Rance, kicks it back out to Paulsgrove.
Right now what they're probably trying to do is get those double team situations with the big men. You know, in the first quarter, Dacko wasn't able to get that shot to go. First quarter, it'd be Dacko would draw the double team, he'd find Maluski, or Maluski would draw the double team and Dacko would be open. We weren't able to get that situation for either guy that time.
Feldkamp to Cheek, and then it's a scramble for the wall. Feldkamp gets it. Freilich turns around and puts it over Paulsgrove. The Troy Colts had to earn that one.
And Feldkamp just made a great attempt at a steal, and he does set it up for Cheek.
So look at this.
Yeah, I think Greg Feldkamp just decided to dive all over the floor for a couple minutes here.
And take things into his own hands and make it a two-point game now.
Great steal he just made. Probably got away with a little foul after he knocked the ball away. He held the Kimball player's leg, wasn't letting him get back to the ball. The ref doesn't see it. He didn't do it.
Kimball Knights yet to score here in the second quarter. Paulsgrove kicks it back out. Maluski now, cross court to Gunder, and now back in to Maluski, and now a foul. Maluski's been pushed around in there a couple times.
Yeah, good foul though by Troy, because again, they drew the double team, and he kicked it on the wing to Dacko. You'll see they'll get it around and get it to Maluski there in the high post. He drew the double team, now he kicks it out, and I don't know if we'll see it here, but Dacko did make the shot, so the basket doesn't count. That's a good foul.
And the foul was on Feldkamp. Back in is Abdullah, and he picks it out up top now. Ahmed Abdullah. Gunder now. Gunder for three. Abdullah with a rebound to Dacko from the free throw line. No, Krupitzer with a rebound, pushes it up to Feldkamp, and now he'll slow it down as it was a 1-on-4 break, and he didn't like that. Cheek for three. Hits the front of the rim. Rebound there by Gunder. Steal by Krupitzer.
I don't know if this is something that Troy scouted or what. And there's a T also on the Kimball player, but I don't know how many times it is already that Kimball's gotten a rebound and the Troy players have stolen it from them when they bring it down to their hips.
And that has brought them back. All three buckets have been steals underneath the basket here. Let's take a look right here.
And here, Gunder just gets it taken away by Krupitzer, who turns and converts it. And then the T was, I believe, was on Gunder.
Yeah.
I didn't see what he did. He must have said something because there wasn't any overt gesture that he made.
So it's been defense that has got the Troy Colts back to a tie here and possibly a lead.
And Feldkamp to shoot the free throws. But obviously, Troy, whatever they decided to do between quarters worked, and Kimball is probably going to have to call a timeout pretty soon. They haven't been able to get their offense going at all. And their defense, even after they get the rebounds, they've been giving the ball back up.
Troy Colts will get it back. And a timeout down on the court with 5:20 left here in the first half. The Troy Colts have 7 points here in the second quarter. 6 of those have been steals right underneath the Kimball bucket. And Kimball has nothing to show for it. They have not scored yet here in the second quarter.
They got one good shot that Daco made, but it was after a foul was committed, so it didn't count. And then he got another open shot that he didn't convert. Other than that, they've had trouble getting good possessions. And defensively, they're preventing Troy from getting good shots off, but when they're getting the rebound, they're giving the ball right back to the Colts, and it's actually giving them an advantage. They're going, one-on-one, and right now the Troy Colts are winning that game.
It's a 1-point game, 5:20 left here in the first half, and there you see the Troy Colt fans.
I'll tell you one thing, Kimball got to feel real good about this, especially if they continue going and actually pull the upset. They're in the same district as Troy. In fact, Kimball opens up against Sterling Heights High Monday. Troy draws a bye. They play the winner of that game, so these two teams could be playing in less than a week.
And, the playoffs do have some strange things happening very often.
Oh, yeah.
Things like that.
Oh, yeah. And that's when the upsets occur.
Yeah, because you have to play that same team again.
Yep.
And chances are that you may not play the same way you did the first time you met them. Here's a foul on Kimball, and Freilich will go to the line. That was a shooting foul.
Well, yeah, Kimball double-teamed, actually triple-teamed him, and trying to pick up the defensive effort there, but committed the foul. Here you see Maluski comes over with a little bit of help. And I'm not sure which guy fouled him, actually.
Abdullah, looks like.
They called it on Abdullah.
Freilich, it's his first.
That's more, a good defensive foul. That comes from good hustle. But now Kimball's got to turn around and convert something offensively, which they haven't done at all in the first quarter.
Rebound by Paulsgrove as Freilich misses his second shot, and it's a 2-point game, 18-6 now. Just under 5 minutes. 18-16, excuse me. Thank you, sir. Being corrected by Harry Hudd in the truck. Paulsgrove driving, and he makes it.
Being corrected by who?
I'm just kidding. Pat Collar, our director in the truck. Very sharp. And he caught my mistake. Now it's all tied up, 18 apiece. Inside, Freilich making a move, and he's blocked, and it's a jump ball. Possession now, and the arrow goes to Troy. So Troy will get it right back.
That was good defense again by the Colts as they get it underneath. Freilich trying to take him underneath on the low post. And that was Paulsgrove who came over and forced the held ball situation.
Double team on Freilich. Freilich looks for help. Gets it off, but to the wrong guy, Daco, and they push it up quickly. Abdullah now, and he looks for help. Kyle Rance almost had it, and he knocked it out of bounds.
He got a break there, Abdullah did. I think he might have traveled. If he didn't, he got real close. Let's see. Well, he never really did drag that.
Back in is Aaron Smith for the Troy Colts. Paulsgrove inside. Good move, but he just won't get it to go. Rebound Knights, and foul underneath. That was Shepler with the shot underneath, the sophomore.
Yeah, the good follow there by Shepler drew the foul. So he misses the first shot here.
Could have been a foul right there, too.
Yeah. Got his own rebound, went up and drew the foul on Rance, and gets the 2 free throws.
Here's Shepler. He was a starting center for the JV team and called up halfway through the season and has gained some valuable experience. For Mike Lewis, as you saw Mike Lewis there. So Shepler will be back for 3 more years, or 2 more years, excuse me, on this varsity team. In and out. Rebound, Krupitzer.
I'm sure Mike Lewis would like to have him back for 3 more years. Redshirt him or something.
And Daco, too, for another one. Colts spread it out. Kaminskis in there, also number 42 for Troy. Here's Krupitzer for 3, in and out. Rebound, Krupitzer, no, knocked out of his hands, and Maluski will get it over to Paulsgrove. Here come the Knights. They're up by 1. 19-18 with 3:30 left here in the first half. Inside, Keith Dacko. And he pushes it. Dacko, you gotta admire his passing. He has not taken those shots that normal players would. He has dished it off to guys with better percentage shots. Look at this.
Well, he realizes he's double teamed, and one big advantage when you're 6'7", especially in high school, that's incredibly tall. He can see over everybody. And the difference between him and a lot of other 6'7" guys, as you're saying, is he's a little more patient and a little more willing to make that play. And in this case, it got him free throws. A couple other times, it's gotten them easy layups and jump shots. And
that's why they have the lead, 19-18. They've had high percentage shots inside. Shepler makes his second. And it's 20-18, a 2-point game again. Colts better hurry up. Try to get it across. Aaron Smith finally does. In the corner, Kaminskis tried to get it to Dukes, and a good play by Maluski to knock it away. Abdullah now pushes it up, and he'll slow it down for Paulsgrove. Kimball Knights playing a very consistent game. Dacko inside, in and out, good boards, and he puts it down himself.
That helps your rebounding total.
And his first 2 points of the second quarter. Here's Krupitzer. Inside.
And Krupitzer forcing the shot a little bit there. You know, you can get that shot 10 seconds later. You know, be patient and find a layup first.
Seems like Krupitzer has been forcing most of his shots tonight. In fact, when he tried to make something happen down there with less than 10 seconds left, really, they should have been working for a better shot. And Kimball has been setting the pace. They have been working for really good shots. Let's take a look underneath here.
And here, see, Dacko misses the first shot and was right there to follow it up with the easy lay-in. And on the other end, got a foul for Troy on Andy Kaminskis, his second, as you see Mike Lewis, the Kimball coach.
Mike Lewis got to be happy with the way his team has been playing. They've been taking very good percentage shots. If it hasn't been in the paint, it's been very close to it. Nothing way outside and nothing forced. Ball knocked away by Cheek. Cheek has been there this time. He's called for the foul.
Yeah, both teams have been getting those kind of fouls just from being maybe a little too aggressive on defense, and it's just one of those things that happens. And in a game that's close, the aggressiveness tends to pick up.
Yeah, he knocked it away and then stuck his hand in there on Shepler. And Shepler will go to the line again. He's been there twice already and still has split both free throw attempts.
I'm going to say, it seems like every time down the floor we see this guy shooting free throws.
Makes the front end.
I'll tell you one interesting thing. Troy's already committed 7 fouls and got Kimball in the bonus, 2:20 left, and Kimball's only committed 2.
And that's because Troy's been taking those outside shots, and Kimball's been working the ball inside and causing a lot of trouble for the Troy Colts. Smith to set it up. Aaron Smith over to Feldkamp in there. To Cheek in the corner. Kimball has done a nice job on jumping out on these outside shooters that Troy has. Now Feldkamp. Back out. They're working the perimeter and trying to get a good outside shot, and the Colts just can't do it. Freilich in the paint, puts it down over Maluski.
That's the kind of shot you want to get for Freilich, a mid-range 15-foot jump shot. But they got to get back on defense.
Shepler, good move. Look at this.
Something old LA Laker trait, fast breaking off of a made basket. And if the opponents don't get back quickly on defense, you're going to get layups off that.
Shepler leading the way for the Kimball Knights in this quarter with 5 points. Colts having their troubles here against Kimball. Freilich kicks it back out. Feldkamp open. And out of bounds.
You know, whatever Kimball did after their timeout, you know, they had gone the first 3 minutes of this quarter without scoring and were actually trailing all of a sudden. Since then, they've owned the game.
Yep, it's been back and forth as we see Smith go out now. And checking back in, Krupitzer. Feldkamp putting pressure on Paulsgrove. 1 minute left here in the first half. Maluski working, puts it off the glass and in.
Nice move.
Mike Maluski, his first 2 points of the second quarter. Kimball Knights spreading it around. They're not looking for scoring from one person.
That makes it real tough on the defense. It helps when everybody's, there's no one, burning hot, but they're all capable right now. Nobody's cold.
Here's Feldkamp for three. No, 3 Kimball Knights underneath to get a rebound.
Yeah, they're all
finally
boxing out,
Malinski.
and they're all holding on to the rebound after they get it, too.
And it could be traveling if you do that too many times. Here we go. Kimball setting up for the last shot. They're up by 7, 27-20. 10 seconds here. The Kimball Knights will make their move. Abdullah kicks it back out. Paulsgrove loses it. Gets it back. 3 seconds and counting. Paulsgrove, he'll throw it up. Short. And that'll end the first half. An exciting first half here at Troy High School. Very fast-paced. And Mike Lewis has got to like the way his team has come out fired up against these Troy Colts. A team that they shouldn't be doing that well against, but the first time they met, they kept it to single digits. And Jim Clary's team got hot at the last few minutes of that game, and they won. Well, Jim Clary's team's got to get hot again.
Yeah, and you'd expect Troy to come out a little tougher, not just because they're on paper the better team, but they're playing for a lot more than Kimball is. And you expect them, it's the last home game for the seniors, it's the end of the regular season, all that stuff. And you got a chance to tie for the title, or maybe even win it outright. And if you lose tonight, forget all of that.
And there's your score here at halftime. The Kimball Knights 27, the Troy Colts 20. And we'll be back with second half action right after this. Stay with us.
Oakland Press Perspective with Neil Monroe is an informative talk show that discusses issues often overlooked by broadcast stations. Neil Monroe, the editor of the Oakland Press newspaper, will keep you abreast on hot topics, events, and issues taking place in Oakland County. So for news you can use, join Neil Monroe every week on the Oakland Press Perspective, Friday night at 8:30 on TCI 63. If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
TCI Sports Game of the Week, halftime here at Troy High School, where the Kimball Knights have surprised the Troy Colts, playing very tough defense and getting some high percentage inside shots, leading 27-20 over the Troy Colts. Let's take a look at some of the stats. And field goal percentage, Kimball at 50%, Troy at 40%, slightly under that. And free throws, not much to talk about there, 50% apiece.
Yeah, and if you can combine a higher shooting percentage and still out-rebound the guys, of course you're going to have the lead. And Troy is actually lucky that it's not worse.
Yeah. So the Troy Colts have some work to do here in the second half. Although only down by 7, not a big margin for the Troy Colts to come back on. They did that real quick underneath the Kimball bucket earlier in the second quarter.
Well, that's the thing that's so interesting is that they came out in the second quarter and it looked like they were going to take over the game and just cruise from there. Then Kimball turned around, called a timeout. And since then, I think Troy scored 3 points and Kimball scored 11. And is that Peter Brady invitation Pat was talking about? Yeah. And but Troy, you'd think that, I'm guessing at halftime they said, let's go back to what we did the first 3 minutes of the second quarter, when all of a sudden they were, if not at least dominating the glass, they were controlling it.
Here we go. Kimball throws it away on their first possession. And
well, that helps too.
Yeah.
If you get the opponent to make some mistakes on their own.
So Mike Lewis not happy there with the quick turnover here in the second half. Troy Colts in their first possession. Cheek in the corner. Krupitzer to Dukes. Got it. Ryan Dukes with his 6th point.
Well, Dukes was left pretty much open there in the high post, and we've seen twice already this year. That's a good spot for him to shoot from.
corner, Shepler back out, Abdullah. Paulsgrove inside to Maluski and a traveling call.
And he saw an open lane, and as happens to the best of us, you get a little excited and you jump.
So the Troy Colts, Brian Duke's first 2 points, the only scoring so far. 7 minutes left here in the third quarter, and David Cheek looked the other way and lost the handle on the ball.
Well, both teams a little tight to start in the second half.
Slow start. Jim Clary looking on. There's Dacko, Keith Dacko to the open Maluski on the baseline, knocked away. Good play by the Troy Colts defensively, and there's a foul by Maluski.
Duke's committed, or I should say Duke's blocked the shot, came up with the loose ball, and then Maluski, a little frustrated, tried to get it back. There you see the block. When the ball was floating around there, and Dukes was able to come up with it, and here you see Maluski a little frustrated, trying to make the steal and committing the foul. That's only his first, though.
Here come the Colts. Feldkamp inside. Back out. Cheek and Krupitzer for three. He finally hits a three. So Krupitzer on the board with his first three, and the first three of the game by anybody.
Well, you notice with him this year, when he's able to set up and take a shot that's under control, he does all right. It's when he starts forcing stuff that he gets himself into trouble.
There's a foul, and it will go.
I think they call it travel.
It looked like Freilich went into him with his body, but he did because he was traveling.
Yeah.
Checking back in, number 53, Mark Gunder for Kimball, and going out was 35, Brad Shepler. Here come the Kimball Knights. They're up by 2, 27-25. There's a three.
Gunder right off the bench, making his presence known.
So we hadn't seen any threes. Krupitzer hit one, and now Gunder comes off the bench to hit one. Here's Krupitzer. No foul call. Maluski for the first down. Look at this. Finally, Paulsgrove picks it up. Takes it in for two. Looked like a football game out there, Joe.
Somewhere in there had to have been a foul or a travel or something, and apparently there was nothing, so it turned into a layup.
And it's quickly a 32-25 game. Gunder had a three, and Paulsgrove with two. So Kimball back out on top now. Krupitzer in and out. Thought he had the touch, didn't work. 5-10 and counting down here in the third quarter.
We're seeing Maluski dominate the boards the way Dacko did in the first half.
Paulsgrove to Abdullah.
Oh, they had Gunder open for a layup.
Trying to get
see him.
Open man underneath, and they had him. Dacko trying to make his move. No foul, as it was a clean block there. So Kimball couldn't get it. Quickly, and traveling. Didn't get the shot.
One official, I think, was going to call a foul, but the official under the basket, who did have the better view, called the travel.
Kimball up by 7. Abdullah. Back out now around the perimeter, looking for someone underneath. Back out Maluski, and a whistle.
He was out of bounds.
Maluski stepped out of bounds. I'll tell you.
He caught the ball out of bounds.
Both teams having trouble staying in bounds here.
That's, it's your 20th game of the year. At that point, the boundary lines ought to be pretty, familiar to you.
And should be pretty well defined here at Troy. To the whistle. Traveling underneath.
That's 2 possessions and 2 travels for Freilich, and he's a little upset, a little frustrated. And I think they're going to sit him down, just let him relax. I think he kind of wants to, too.
Yeah.
He kind of motioned to his coach.
And checking in is Kyle Rance, number 41. Abdullah now working on Krupitzer. And we'll slow it down. Gets it over to Paulsgrove. We're nearing the 4-minute mark. Another 3 attempt by Gunder. No. Rebound strong by Rance as he comes flying in. And here come the Colts. Dukes, no. Kyle Rance came flying in. Let's see where the foul goes.
Let's see, I think, is it a Troy foul or a Kimball foul?
I think he went against Troy.
They were pointing, looked like he was pointing at Daco. I think he's telling Daco that he got fouled. Yeah, Rance went over his back.
Yeah, Rance came flying in and went over the top. You can see it on the replay. Look on the Knights. Gunder wanted to take another three and held up. Kimball setting up. Keith Daco turn around, puts it down.
Well, again, that's good recognition. Dukes was nowhere near him. Rance was nowhere near him. Those are the two tall guys out there. He had Feldkamp near him. He's a good defensive player, but he's not tall enough, so they got him this ball, and he had an easy open jump shot.
Cheek misses the three-pointer. Daco now in double figures with 10. Inside, Daco kicks it back out. Three-point attempt, good. In and out. Rebound strong by Dukes. And here come the Colts. 3 minutes now in the third. And a timeout called by Troy as they trail by 9.
Yeah, you don't want to let this thing get out of hand, and they're a good offensive team, but they're not that explosive that they can make a massive comeback from a lead much bigger than this. You know, they had the quick run in the second quarter, but for the most part, they're a methodical team that just gets its baskets in the flow.
And especially if you don't have a flow this game, you really haven't been able to string a few together. And both teams really have been a little bit off sync, but I think it's because the other team's defense, they match up pretty well.
Right, well, there was just that one brief moment in the second quarter when Troy did have it going, and Kimball called a timeout, and that was the end of that, and they haven't got it back since then. And I think they realized that they want to get this thing going.
Yeah, just to show you how things have been going here in the third quarter. Both teams a little bit out of sync. Let's take a look at this. This is where the ball.
Yeah, you see now there's a foul there.
That should have been a foul right there, and that's what I was amazed.
Fouls him there.
Here, Maluski
now you
hits
catch
the
it
ground.
there, or you roll. That's a travel. And here's just kind of everybody jumping all over each other. That's nothing.
And it ultimately led to 2 points for Paulsgrove here on the layup.
Hey, you take those anytime.
And it should have been a foul against Kimball.
Yep.
So that
they got away with that. And then
could have went to the line.
And got away with the travel after they picked up the loose ball. Although the travel is a little harder to call than the fouls.
So that was one play typifying so far what we've seen in the third here. And here's another whistle.
But at the same time, that's only 2 points. And they're down 9, so it's not like that one play is making that big of a difference in this game.
Okay, Maluski has a cut, yeah. So he'll have to go out. Someone will have to come in for him.
Putting a bandit? Yeah, he does have to sit. That's the assistant coach, Joe Chops, who talked to us before the game, also trying to work on him. But according to the rule, if the official stops the game for that, you've got to come out. Now they'll just send him back to the table, and he'll probably come in on the next whistle. Yeah,
and Shepler comes in for him. Cheek in the corner, gets it back out. Feldkamp for 3. No. Good rebound by Dukes. Dukes back out to Feldkamp. And the Troy Colts to set up again. Inside, Dukes. Good feed by Kyle Rance, but Dukes just couldn't put it down.
Yeah, that's a shot really you've got to make. That's an open layup. Even in traffic, in actuality, that's an open layup.
Kimball's got to get it over half court. They do. And it's 2:20 left here in the third quarter. Colts guarding closely. Cheek trying to force a play there. Shepler gets it off to Abdullah. Abdullah almost lost it there against Feldkamp, and now pressure put on. Daco finds the open man, and Paulsgrove hits for another 2.
He plays real well away from the basket.
Very unselfish. Troy Colts give it away, and the Knights coming right back. Colts are in trouble now.
You know, it's funny. I
slip away.
read something early in the year in one of the papers. They said about Daco being a Bill Lambier type because of his rebounding and his passing. I don't know if he's a Bill Lambier type, only because, as you can see, that pass was just too hard. He wasn't going to catch it. He actually moves a little better. Might be more like a Christian Leitner type, where he can actually play in the open floor, handle the ball.
Yeah, and he does kind of remind you of him, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I hope he's a little tougher than Christian Leitner.
The voices and opinions expressed by Joe Abramson. Here's Daco from way outside, puts down it for 2. Keith Daco, I'll tell you what, I'm impressed. The first time we've seen the Kimball Knights this year, and you've got to be impressed with their play. 38-25, they lead.
Well, we did Hillsdale, Oakland U this year. Hopefully we'll do them again next year. We'll be able to see this guy again.
Yeah. And we wish him the best out there Aaron Smith inside. Freilich puts it down from about the free throw line.
Freilich comes off the bench, cooled down a little bit, hits his first shot.
Feldkamp went out and so did Dukes, and they looks like they will be coming back in. Steal by Krupitzer. Trying to get the pass off. Dacko gets it right back. 3-on-1 break. Gunder for an easy 2.
That's a frustrating one. He traveled on that one, wide open, and just all he had to do was dribble the ball.
They didn't count that? Okay, so Gunder.
Gunder picked the ball up in the key. You'll see right here in a second when Dacko comes up with the ball. He'll feed him underneath, and he doesn't bother to take a dribble, and therefore travel.
Krupitzer back out top. Feldkamp as Rance and Smith go out. The original starting lineup in there now for the Colts. Oh, you've got bodies all over the floor and no whistle. And similar to what we saw earlier in the third quarter, it's happening all over again, folks.
Letting him play.
There's a foul.
Offensive.
Offensive. I don't know. You saw the defensive man off his feet in the air. Well, let's take a look.
That's actually allowed, though. You see all this ragtag stuff, as we mentioned. We saw it earlier in the quarter. A guy can go straight up. We mentioned this earlier in the year, called the rule of verticality.
Yeah.
He can go straight up in the air. As long as he goes straight up, which he does, that's his area.
Good call.
That's an offensive foul.
There's Dacko. Finally gets it off to his guard. Allsgrove also now with 10 points. The open man, Milewski, in the corner for 3. No. Tip in Dacko. What a shot.
Right before the buzzer.
Right at the buzzer, Keith Dacko just reached out and threw it up.
Wow.
And you've got to be impressed with this guy. Let's take a look at the last shot.
Here, Allsgrove gets it to Milewski, and it looked like he had a wide open 3. Even took enough time to really set himself up and just missed it off the rim. And Dacko, nobody boxed out. Figuring the buzzer's going to go. You know, don't do anything silly like commit a foul. Just put his hand on it and tipped it in.
I would even want him on my volleyball team after that shot. The guy's impressive. Keith Dacko coming up with 6 points in that third quarter alone. And a total of 14 points on the night so far.
I think he really wonders,
leading the way.
With his athletic ability and his hands, why didn't football coach get him as his tight end?
I'll tell you what. You know what's impressive, though? He has 14 points, but he has been unselfish in those 14 points. He's dished it off every time he's had a chance to, even on the layup that didn't count over here.
I was half joking about him getting a triple-double earlier, and I don't know if he's gonna, but because he's had a couple of blown assists, you know, the other guy doesn't convert it, but, you know, that's a well-rounded game. It's not just a guy coming in and getting rebounds because there's nobody bigger than him. You know, we mentioned he had the 26 rebound game earlier against Seaholm. I don't think Seaholm's got a player taller than me on their team.
Yeah, that's Milewski
so, yeah, he can dominate that. But here,
there's Dacko.
As you see Dacko, they got a guy like Dukes out there who's the same size. You know, and he's doing a great job on the boards against him.
The big story right now, 40-27. The Kimball Knights up by 13 over the Troy Colts going into the fourth quarter. They knock it away again. Good hustle, and Coach Jim Clary finally takes it away.
Well, you know, Abdullah's been all over the place defensively. He's not dominating on the offensive end, but he's scrapping all over the place for the ball. And there, it went off him out of bounds, but he's making the Troy guards have to hurry everything they do.
Jim Clary's got to be a little frustrated. Look at the score there, 40-27. Freilich fakes, goes up again, wants that 3, won't get it. Cheek kicks it back out. Feldkamp now for 3. It's short. Colts cannot hit the 3-pointers, and that's what's been killing them. And a foul underneath now.
Well, there was a couple fouls that Kimball committed there. The ref called the third one, I think.
No, they have not been quick on that whistle, I'll tell you.
There you see Feldkamp firing for 3. Troy, not known for three-point shooting, especially this year. Right there on the tip-in, or the attempted tip-in, I believe Shepler fouled him. Could have called it on Dacko as well. They both ran into him, but Dukes gets 2 free throws as a result.
Big break as that one rolls in for Brian Dukes. Things have not been going the Troy Colts way, and that would have really hurt him if they missed that one.
And when you're down 12 points as they are right now, nothing you like better than scoring with the clock stopped.
There you go, as Duke hits them both. Dukes cuts the lead now to 11. And that is still a manageable lead to get back. 7 minutes, but it's going to be tight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you play like you have all night, nothing's going to happen. And if Kimball, if you're going to allow him to slow down like this, suddenly it's going to be 5 minutes left.
Krupitzer steal. Feldkamp puts him down. Greg Feldkamp.
Well, in the second quarter, when they made their first little run that got him a lead, it was Greg Feldkamp that made it happen. Maybe he'll do it again.
And Krupitzer has made some big steals tonight. Unfortunately, the fouls have been called. But they've been going back and forth with these steals. When they have stole the ball one side, the other side will come right back and steal it back. So if one thing's going for Troy's way, Feldkamp has made some big steals, and so has Krupitzer.
Now you've got Dukes going with Daco. No matter how far out he goes, he's right on him. I think they're going to tell Kimball, if you're going to keep doing this to us, somebody other than Daco's going to have to. Although right now he's got Feldkamp on him.
Yep, Daco back out to Abdullah.
You got to watch on those switches. If they can get Daco into a mismatch like that height-wise, got to take advantage of it.
Paulsgrove way out. 6:10 on the clock.
And now they keep Dukes down low. Oh, he's open.
Yep.
Oh, my.
Wide open as Dukes had to jump right out. There it is. He's got him open.
Oh, he missed the easy layup.
Ball. Krupitzer with the rebound.
Everything you wanted to do on that play as far as Kimball is concerned went right, except Daco missed the easy layup.
To Dukes, off the glass and in. Colts now making their move, down to 7, 40-33.
Hey, that's the kind of mistake, and I think Kimball knows they're going to call timeout right now. Don't let that get to you, but suddenly what was a 12-point lead is 7, and everything was working well. They missed the easy layup, and Troy turned around and converted it into an easy layup for themselves.
Good pass by Krupitzer, saw Dukes open.
Well, yeah, and Dukes, who wasn't guarding Daco on the other end, was able to break quick off the miss, and there was no one there to guard him.
But with leaving Daco open, he missed a golden opportunity to put that 2 down.
Oh, he had an easy shot at it, and you know, I'm sure Troy right now is talking about that defensively. Yeah. Don't let him have that chance again. He's not going to miss another layup, you don't think. And Kimball's probably just saying, hey, look, this is 40-33. We've gotten this far. 5 minutes, 38 more seconds, and pull a big upset.
So Jim Clary looking to get back. He's down by 7, which is not bad with 5:38 left. And he's had some quick hands out there. Feldkamp and Krupitzer, as we mentioned, coming up with some big steals. That time, Krupitzer with the rebound after the miss by Daco, who had the mismatch and the advantage down there. And a big break for the Troy Colts there.
Well, you know, and they'll probably also talk about the fact that, hey, he was open a couple times before that for even easier shots, and you got to recognize it quicker.
Coming up next, it's the Road Show video program as Bubba and Pat head up to Brown City to experience life on the farm, and it's getting pretty stale up there, Joe.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Joe's upset with Pat, telling him, get out of Brown City, Pat. But they're there.
There's only so much to do in Brown City. They've run out of things to do.
It's an exciting place. The pass hit the rim and bounced out. And the Colts come up with another turnover. They have come up big now when they've needed it. Feldkamp back out. Krupitzer traveled. And it would have gone. That hurts.
Yeah, don't know if it would have been a 2 or a 3. It looked like his feet were on the line. But here you see Feldkamp.
Feldkamp throws it. Krupitzer is not there yet. And he throws it out. Watch, Krupitzer gets there.
Oh, yeah. He took about 3 steps.
And right in.
Good call.
That hurts.
Oh,
and they come right back. Look at this. Cheek open. He couldn't get the handle on it. Colts slow it down. Inside, Duke.
I'll tell you something, you know, we kind of got on Krupitzer earlier for some offensive mistakes. He's more than made up for it defensively in these last couple of minutes.
Now, Daco, you got to question where has he been on defense, because Dukes has scored 6 points in this quarter.
They're trying so hard to post him up, and Dukes is releasing off these missed shots.
A sophomore wide open down there, Brad Shepler, excuse me, for 2 points. 42-35. Kimball up with 4:25 left in the game. Colts looking for a good shot. A lot of good outside shooters. Krupitzer, no. Rebound, Abdullah, but the ball is loose. Jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Kimball.
Abdullah again scrapping on the floor for the loose ball.
And again, you got to wonder, is there a foul down there?
I think that's, you know, when it's a loose ball and all that, and the refs are probably hoping for what they got, a held ball. It's really both teams are fouling each other.
Yeah.
go with the held ball. You don't penalize any one player and just go with the luck of the arrow.
Here comes Kimball now. Up by 7, 42-35, and you see the clock.
Watch Kimball try to take probably at least 30 seconds off on this possession.
Yeah, that's what they want to do. Eat it up as much as they can before the Colts start making a move defensively. Look at this, nice feed. Shepler misses, Dukes with the rebound. Dukes, no foul there. Krupitzer will push it up. He's got Cheek on the wing.
Abdullah committed the foul. I think he's not arguing about it. The ref was a little late blowing the whistle, which would be the only complaint you'd have. But here you see the easy layup miss there by Shepler. Went with his left. You know, I don't know. I know you can't. I can't make left-handed layups. So you know that's just the way it is. Right here you see Abdullah come from behind, slap him on the wrist. Not in a bonus situation yet. So
good layup, though, on the other end. I mean, it was a good feed. Paulsgrove has really made things happen down there.
Got him the shot that he wanted. He just wasn't able to convert it. And just like Maluski earlier, Gary Freilich's got to come out because he's got a bleeding knee.
And Kyle Rance comes in for the Colts. 42-35. Here's Feldkamp in the corner for 3. Front of the rim. Knocked out of bounds. And it'll be Kimball ball.
Well, it looked like Abdullah hit it, but I mean, it was right in front of the Troy bench, and they didn't argue. He must have made a great play of knocking it off of an opponent.
Abdullah working on Feldkamp. And they'll be happy just to eat up the clock here. Daco has an open lane.
Oh! And fouled.
Keith Daco for 2, and he could make it 3 right here. And that could take the air out of Troy's balloon right here.
Wasn't it last week was a play like that that ended it for Troy with Jarrett Stevens making that dunk? This time it's Keith Daco doing the same thing.
Yeah. Let's take a look.
Take a look at this. Dukes came out to make the steal, overcommitted. Daco saw an open lane, went in with the easy dunk, the hard dunk, and drew the foul on Cheek. And Cheek, one of those guys who can get up high enough to block that.
And the Troy Colts call a timeout as they need to regroup. Just when it seems like the Troy Colts are coming back.
Yeah, suddenly it's a 9-point deficit again, and now there's 3:14 left, and that is not a lot of time to make up for that, especially when you're not a good three-point shooting
That's
team.
right, and Kimball has a chance to add one more to make it 10. And let's go down into Jim Clary's huddle.
Doesn't matter what, you got to get ready to get up there during the bonus so they make you shoot this. Yes, you'll be black dress. Just stay with the man. But now you man the ball. I don't care what you have to do. Don't let your man get the ball. The guy on the ball, you got to contain. Don't let him go to the basket. Right? Right. In Michigan, Greg's on top. Well, Ivory's on top. Greg's on top. And then Brian, you got to shoot the 3, guys. Take the pass to be open, but take the 3s. And then everybody hit the board. You got some offensive rebounds on the 3s. Let's go. Let's go.
Jim Clary, a class guy, I'll tell you. Under pressure, he's always calm and in control. Right now, trying to get his team back. They're down by 9. And you got a guy like Keith Daco at the line who's been hitting everything. Could make it a 10-point lead.
Well, we haven't seen him at the free throw line yet, although he's hit a couple jumpers from that area. But that dunk itself, I'm gonna say it reminds me a lot of what we saw last Friday.
It's deja vu. And he gets it. 10-point lead now for the Kimball Knights. The Troy Colts really have to put some pressure on defensively, and they've got to capitalize offensively. Clock winding down. Way outside, no. High off the glass.
We might get another one. Well, now they slowed it up.
Inside. Daco misses. Rebound. Look at this. The sophomore. Brad Shepler.
Hey, nobody bothered to box out. He just snuck in, got an easy layup. That's just a breakdown in the Troy defense.
A 12-point lead for Kimball. Feldkamp, short. Feldkamp again outside, baseline, inside, and Krupitzer hits.
Feldkamp drew the double team and no looked it. Krupitzer got the easy layup.
Back down to 10 now. Look at this, Daco brings it up. Finally gives it off to Abdullah.
Yeah, they're gonna have to foul. Might as well start now. Although they're not shooting yet. Actually, they're a long way from shooting. That's only the third foul committed by Troy. And if they're, unless a miracle happens, they're gonna hit that point where they're gonna have to commit fouls. As you see, here's the play where Feldkamp dished off Krupitzer for the easy layup. They're gonna have to start fouling. They're gonna have to get up into that bonus situation first.
Davis on the foul, Ivory Davis.
Now all Kimball does is play keep away for a couple minutes if they can.
Abdullah, look at this. He's got an open lane to the layup. There it is. His first 2 points of the night.
Unless, of course, you get a layup. Then you don't play keep away.
Short. The Troy Colts have been bombing from three-point range and have yet to really hit. They've only hit one.
Yeah, and all year we've seen that. We've done 2 other of their games, and they weren't really nailing them from there either. They did a little bit early last week, but here you see the easy layup for Abdullah.
Abdullah really not a shooter. He's not out there to shoot, and he saw the layup and said, hey, I'm going to get on the board tonight.
Well, you know you got to commit fouls, and a lot of times guys get so obsessed with that they forget to guard under the basket and not allow the easy layup to occur.
1:49 left, and Feldkamp, nothing to do with foul here. 49-37 the score, and it's pretty much over for.
And they've still got to commit a couple more fouls.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to have Maluski. No.
Kimball's got to get it in. Look at this. Cheek there and off the foot of Shepler.
The official wants a held ball, but it goes to Troy. Official, probably making
good way to cover.
Definitely the safe call. Yeah. He was behind it. He was out of position to see that play, so he went. He probably looked at the arrow too, figured that it was going to be Troy's ball.
Watch the foot of Shepler. It'll go off his foot right there.
Yep. So now they changed the arrow, so if there is another held ball, Kimball will get it. I don't think that's going to matter.
No, not with the clock, the amount of time left. Here's Dukes in the paint, puts it down. Dukes, a hot fourth quarter, had 8 points.
Well, they've still got to commit some fouls.
Look at this, Abdullah throws one. No, rebound, Cheek.
Well, that one you don't need. Again, it was a layup. He tried to force it a little, but you really don't want to give them any kind of lead at this point.
A three, Krupitzer.
Now it's a 7-point game. And Kimball's they're gonna call timeout, I think, or they call a foul.
Foul underneath.
Krupitzer committed the foul there. I think that's the last free foul they have as far as not sending them to the line.
Well, this makes it interesting. The three-pointer by Krupitzer. Only the second for Troy, and well, they got to be over double digits in attempts from three-point range.
Yeah.
And
well, they're
it's a 7-point game now, so anything can happen.
And Feldkamp committed the foul, and they finally got to where they're shooting free throws, and that's taken about 2 minutes for them to get to that point, but they have to do it. 7 points, minute and 8 left. It's not a lot of time. Even if they make both here, though, it's a 3-possession game if you can hit all 3-pointers, but we just said they've hit 2 all game. Why should we think they're going to make 3 in the next minute?
In and out for Paulsgrove.
Of course, if they miss the free throws.
Cheek, he's got to get it down. Whoa. Oh, boy, here we go. Hold on.
Yeah, they're both pushing each other.
Yep.
And Paulsgrove seems a little more upset about it than Cheek is.
And Maluski.
Or Maluski, I'm sorry.
Maluski's going to go. Let's see if we can start.
Let's see what happens here.
Right here is where it starts. Up.
There he threw him to the ground. You really can't tell what it was that happened in between that little cut there.
And Cheek wanted to pull him down, too, with him because the arms were entangled. And I think Cheek wanted to pull him down.
Well, yeah, he might go back and get the ball and get a layup.
Yeah.
Foul is on Maluski. That's only the 5th on Kimball, so Troy's not shooting yet.
Yeah, Maluski got his arm in there, entangled in there with Cheek.
Oh, yeah, he's lucky I think it would have been a bad call to have called a technical, but there are some refs who would call a T on that. That could be 2 free throws and possession.
Here we go, under a minute. Rupitzer inside, trying to get 2, no. Whistle underneath, so they go to the line with 52.5 left.
Looks like Daco committed the foul.
Yeah. Foul on Keith Daco.
Let's see. Mike Lewis wanting the timeout.
Let's take a look at the foul now. Here's the one.
Oh, yeah. He got him good.
Rupitzer. So Rupitzer will go to the line. Daco with only his first foul. And Jim Clary talking it over with 52.5. Let's go down there. Jim Clary talking to his team, 7 points down. They have a chance to cut it to 5. And really, you're talking 5 points. If they do cut it down to 5 with 52 seconds left, that's still enough time to really possibly do something.
Well, yeah, if you can keep fouling them, and if they miss their free throws like they did the last time, you talk about how many possessions it is. 5 points is a 2-possession game. Again, assuming they can make a 3, which they haven't done much of tonight. But you know, you never know. They've got guys that are capable of it.
Yeah.
The guy at the line, Krupitzer, he's capable of it. Feldkamp can do it. Cheek can do it. You just got to make those guys, they've got to convert the plays and make it happen. And defensively, they're going to have to prevent any easy layups like they did a couple of minutes ago. First things first, though, make these free throws. Don't mess around with that.
Trying to cut it to 5 right here. They need this.
I mentioned earlier, scoring with the clock not moving is such an advantage, because in high school, after the basket's made from the field, the clock runs, and that's 5 full seconds they can sit there before they inbound it. Here, that doesn't take any time off. That buys them probably 8 or 9 seconds worth of actual on-court time.
2 key free throws right there. And it's a 5-point game. And a whistle stops the play. Foul on Feldkamp.
Set up the line right away, smart move.
Good foul, immediate foul. Really didn't eat up any clock.
Feldkamp's 4th, though, so he can't be doing any more fouling. He's one of the guys they have to have on the floor.
Yeah. Cheek talked to Jim Clary for a moment and passes the information on to Dukes. And at the line is Paulsgrove, who missed his first free throw and gets the second. Now gets another one. He missed his first attempt previous to this, I should say. Now his second trip.
7-point game, and once again, even 2 3-pointers doesn't do much. It doesn't get you the lead. It keeps you still a possession away.
Cheek pulls it down and he's fouled. That's like a 3-pointer if he makes it.
Wow, and that, again, Maluski, well, I don't know what's going on, if they're talking or what, but he looks a little frustrated right now. And they get the ball to Cheek, who turns, and Maluski came from behind, and that's not the right play to make. Even if you block it, they're going to call the foul. You know, you can get all ball, the ref will call the foul from behind, and the coaches teach you that, everyone knows it.
Kaminskis looks like he will come in for Cheek.
As it is, they might get a 3-point play out of this.
Aaron Smith looks like he's going to check it too. Cheek gets it. Oh, you talk about the Colt fans on the edge of their seats.
Wow.
4-point game right now. Substitutions come in. Feldkamp goes out and so does Cheek.
Yeah, sit Feldkamp down with his 4 fouls. Plus, just making the substitution means they can't break off the inbound. You have to let them set up.
Daco to an open Paulsgrove.
Smart
and
move by
Abdullah back out. Good move. He didn't go for the 2. He just went back out, eat up some clock.
Well, Abdullah's 1 for 2 on making layups in the last 2 minutes of the game tonight. And I think he knows, unless you're absolutely sure you're going to make the shot, pull it out. And right there, he was going to go up against Dukes, who at 6'7" would have blocked it.
Smart move.
Take it back, go to the line.
And go to the line and get your uncontested shots here. With 40.3 seconds. Ahmed Abdullah at the line. He's got 2 points on the night.
Wow.
Picks up his third. You know,
He sent that thing way up in the air.
yeah, he's done his job. He's not a scorer, but all this is gravy for him. There it is. 2 for 2 from the line. He's got a total of 4 points on the night.
Look at
And that could pretty much do it here.
Look at the form of those free throws. You kind of wonder why he's not shooting the ball. That's good.
Underneath, Krupitzer takes it back out for 3. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Kimball ball.
Halsgrove forced it off Krupitzer's foot. Good defensive play.
Let's take a look. And there it went off Krupitzer right there. And again, a whistle underneath and a foul by the Troy Colts. And that's on Feldkamp, and that's it.
That's what you got to commit it. You know, he knows he's going to foul out, but there's 24 seconds left. You're down 6. You've got to commit the fouls as soon as possible.
Feldkamp says to the ref, "That's 5? I thought it was 3.
Yeah, exactly. You always have to plead ignorance in that case. Maybe they let you go.
Yeah, see, I thought it was 3. Well, you try to bargain for what you can.
You got to go play for Kentucky the way he's trying to bargain.
Yeah, remember that? Kentucky a few weeks ago put someone else at the line. Hey, quickly, get over there.
Yeah,
one of the better free throw shooters.
Did it a couple times, and I don't know, anyone who follows high school basketball a lot knows that there are teams in Detroit that do that on a regular basis and get away with it all the time. And they're usually the teams that win the state titles like Cooley and Southwestern and Pershing. They're famous for it.
Abdullah perfect from the free throw line. 4 of 4 and 6 points on the night. And this will round out the game here. Look at this. Aaron Smith with his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, cuts it to 6. You know, it's nice for Aaron Smith, I believe one of the seniors, his last home game and all that. But you know, realistically, you're not going to score 6 more points in 12 seconds. But what the heck, you know, you give it a try.
Let's go down to Jim Clary.
Everybody match up the threes. You don't need a 2, you don't need to take a 2. Okay, still got a timeout left too when you score.
I don't know.
55-49, 12.1 seconds left. The Troy Colts on their way here to losing this contest and making them 11-3.
And may make it a 3-way tie, because I think it was if they lost and Berkeley beat Ferndale, they would all go 11-3. And then they would all tie for the SMA title. Now, if Troy could have won and Berkeley beat Ferndale, those 2 schools would have been 11-3, Troy would have been 12-2, and it's all real confusing and hard to figure out. But as it stands, if Ferndale takes care of Berkeley, they're undisputed champs. And we don't know because we're not there, and it's going on simultaneously.
Ahmed Abdullah gets fouled. He'll go to the line again. He has been perfect from the free throw line and has impressed a very tough critic, Joe Abramson.
Tough critic?
Well, yeah.
Well, I guess, okay.
Throughout the season, I would say.
Yeah, I guess so. You're right.
Tough guy to please, you know.
Well, yeah, he's done a good job. Just, you know, he wasn't scoring much at all, I don't think, until the last 2 minutes of the game. That's 3 free throws, every one of them the same form. I don't know why he didn't take any jump shots today, unless he can only shoot set free throws with no one on him or
like
something.
I said, the guy, he did his job out there, and now this is gravy for him. Look at this.
Let him shoot
You
more.
got to admire the guy. Ahmed Abdullah now with 8 points, and all of them coming here in the 4th quarter. And a steal by Maluski goes out of bounds. Clock stops with 4.4. So depending on what Berkeley does with Ferndale, there could be a 3-way tie in the SMA. The last season for the SMA, the Troy Colts defeated here by the Kimball Knights, who came out fired up from the very beginning. And Mike Lewis had his team prepared tonight. He lost a tough one at Kimball, single digits, 5 or 6 points, and comes over here to Troy High and really takes it to the Colts. And really, his team really had a little bit more momentum going in this game.
Oh, yeah, and you got to figure, we mentioned earlier, there's a shot. If Kimball can win Monday against Sterling Heights, then they're going to play Troy again Wednesday. I'll tell you, I think I'd pick Kimball to win it again because they know what it is they have to do to win. Of course, yeah, same token, you don't think Troy's going to miss the kind of shots they missed tonight. But Kimball's got to feel a lot better about their chances in the district than they did about 3 hours ago.
Yeah. Senior night here at Troy High School, and the seniors just couldn't pull it off against the Kimball Knights, who were fired up and defeated them 57-49. And some great unselfish play by Keith Dacco offensively, doing a great job dishing the ball off when he had to, and
getting the rebounds all over the place.
Paulsgrove did a great job all game long in setting up, and Maluski came through.
Maluski in the first half, every time they drew the double team to Dacco, he got himself open and he made the important shots that got him the early lead.
Right. Ahmed Abdullah, 8 points in that fourth quarter, and Brad Shepler even at the free throw line made half of them, but did a good job there, and then came up with 4 big points in the fourth quarter.
He got that big putback. Nobody boxed out when Dacco went underneath for the reverse. And every time it looked like Troy had a shot at cutting it to 4 or something like that, there was a guy there to make the play. In one of those cases, it was Shepler who made the easy layup.
Okay, we'll be back to wrap it up from Troy High School. The final score, Kimball Knights 57 and the Troy Colts 49. We'll be back with final stats for you right after these messages. Stay with us.
If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
The final score here at Troy High School, the Kimball Knights 57 and the Troy Colts 49. Dave Zorin along with Joe Abramson here to give you some of the final stats on this contest, as the Kimball Knights outshot the Troy Colts 51-43%. That's a pretty big margin, really, when you're talking about
and it held on just as we saw at halftime, too. You know, Kimball getting themselves better shots, going down low. When they weren't making the shots, they were getting fouled. And you see they went to the line more often, made more shots. Didn't dominate as much on the glass as I thought they would have. Turnovers, a lot more turnovers in the second half. But really, Kimball, the stats don't tell the whole story. Kimball really dominated this game with the exception of the first 3 minutes of the second quarter.
And the scoring by quarters there we can see, as Joe's talking about, the Kimball Knights really took it to the Troy Colts in every quarter, except for that final one. But all that was really because of just some...
a couple plays, late when they're down 12 and force some things.
And the Knights were really giving up some of the points too, because they really didn't want to contest any and give them any free throws at the line.
Right, now Troy's waiting to see if they can add another year to that banner we were just looking at, and that'll be the last time anything could be added to that since the SMA dissolves at the end of this season. But Berkeley's going to have to beat Ferndale, and then they can be one of 3 co-champions. If, in fact, Ferndale wins, that's the end of that.
A very impressive performance by Keith Dacco tonight. 17 points, and he did it unselfishly. He really dished off a lot of points to even Paulsgrove and a few other people.
A lot of assists. Got the ball, as we mentioned earlier, to Maluski. Got it to Paulsgrove. Got it to Shepler. Don't know how many assists he officially had or rebounds, but he played, I think, as good a game as any individual player we saw all year on TCI, including Jarrett Stevens, and he played pretty well.
Yeah, and in fact, it was similar situation tonight with the big slam that he had that put it away. Really, that changed the momentum in that final quarter, going in the direction towards the Kimball Knights, and the Colts said, well, hey, we don't have anybody that can do that.
Not like that.
And that put an exclamation point, really, on what the Kimball Knights had done here tonight, and really put it away against the Troy Colts and dominated. I would say they dominated this game.
Oh, yeah. Like I say, other than that first 3 minutes of the second quarter when Troy made a couple of big defensive plays, got easy layups, and actually had the lead for a short time, Kimball controlled the tempo of the game, was able to get the important rebounds when they had to, and every time they needed a big play, Daco was there. He wasn't always making the shot, but like you mentioned, he was finding open guys and getting easy layups for them when he would draw the double team to himself. And then when they needed the final really big play, Duke's overcommitted trying to make the steal, and he went in for the big dunk, just like we saw Stevens make last week on the same basket at about the same time in the game.
Okay, that pretty much does it here for our basketball season for 1993-94 season. And for Joe Abramson and all of our hardworking TCI staff, I'm Dave Zorin. Thanks for tuning in all season, and we'll see you again next time down the line, probably in the fall when we do high school football.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Okay, thanks for tuning in all year, folks. We hope you enjoyed all our broadcasts and telecasts, I should say, cablecast, if you will. And the final score here on our final one, 93-94 season. The Kimball Knights 57, the Troy Colts 49. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the fall.